In this video, we're going to show you how to install performance LED headlights in your Toyota Tundra located on the front side of the truck. Now with your hood open, you're going to go ahead and locate the battery on the driver's side front portion of the vehicle. We're going to use our 10mm socket on a 1/4 inch ratchet. We're going to go ahead and loosen and remove the clamping nut here. Now we did spray this down with some rust penetrant. Now loosen that. Go ahead and remove your tool, remove that ground terminal, and set it aside. In order to remove our headlights, we need to go ahead and remove this lower trim panel first. We're going to use our trim tool, and there are 2 plastic retainer buttons right here. I'm going to pop out the center, and then pull out the base. Do the same for this one. Sometimes these are brittle and they can crumble. You just have to source out some replacements. But if you're careful enough, in most cases you can get these out. Now once you have those plastic push pins out, we're going to come over here. We're going to use our trim tool. And we're going to go between the trim and the fender. You're going to put that in there and gently pry outward. When you pop that off, you're going to have these little retainer studs right here. Should be 2 of them there that go into the bottom portion of the fender. Now there are 3 10mm screws or bolts that hold this together. There's one down here by the fender. Let's go ahead and loosen and remove this one using our 10mm socket. Remove that. Now we're going to move up top, and there's 2 more up there. Go ahead and set those aside. We'll be reusing those later. Now on the top here, these 2 tabs, you want to lift those up gently. We're going to use our trim tool to assist us with that. Lift up and gently pull that headlight forward. And once we have the light unbolted, we want to go ahead and disconnect our connectors on the back. And basically you're going to grab the connector at the harness, twist counterclockwise, and then pull out. So we have a few of these we need to do. And then we can go ahead and remove the light assembly from the vehicle. Our next step is to remove our high and low beam bulbs. Now what we did was we actually hooked up our jump pack to our vehicle because our battery is removed from the vehicle. And we tested this as our high beam. You're going to press down on this little spring tab here and remove the bulb from this connector. We're going to do the same for the low beam, which is this one right here. Press down on the spring tab and pull that bulb out. On our particular model, the low beam has this green connector on it, so we're going to tuck that aside. Now if you have to replace either one of these bulbs here, the marker or the little 194 bulb here, now's the time to go ahead and do it. Our next step is to grab the new headlight and get that set up. Now right here we have the back of our new light, and there are 2 connectors. Ours are labeled low beam, high beam, so we're simply going to connect these into the harness. And then there are adjuster wheels here. So once this is installed, you can use a long Phillips head screwdriver, run it through here and turn it left or right to adjust. We have our horizontal and vertical adjustments. And then we have a bulb on the top here, and then one over here. Let's go ahead and get this installed. Remove the bulb units by pressing down on the little spring clip. Let's line up our connectors. Press that on. grab our high beam connector. And our low beam. Let's go ahead and line up our headlight. Our headlight is lined up with all of our mounting tabs. Let's go ahead and install our hardware. Install your hardware. Ideally, you always want to get these started by hand. And now we want to snug these down. So pretty much once they're bottomed out, you're done. You don't want to over tighten them. Install the ground terminal and snug that down. Get a little wiggle, make sure it's good and tight. So at this point here, before we go ahead and do this process on the other side, you want to go ahead and test the lights. So we put on our parking lights, headlight, and our high beam operation. Everything looks good. Let's go ahead and repeat this process for the other side. Good, line up your push pins here with the fender. Push that in. Line this up. We sourced a couple replacement plastic pins here because ours were crumbling apart. Now that we have both lights installed, you want to go ahead and test them both. Once you've tested all your lights, at that point there, you can go ahead and button everything up and you're all set.
Now we're going to get the vehicle ready to aim the headlights. Start with the tire pressure, making sure all 4 tires are set at the appropriate pressure. Remove any excessive weight that's not normally in the vehicle. Find a wall that you can drive up to where the ground is level. Measure 25 feet away from that wall and mark the ground. Drive your vehicle up to that mark. With the headlights off, look for the center dot in the headlight lens. Measure from the ground to that center dot. You can use a ruler to help you out. Transferring that measurement to the wall, making a mark with some tape. On the driver's side, measure down 4 inches, putting another piece of tape. For the passenger side, you only need to measure down 2 inches. Now turning the headlights on, it is easier to do this at night or in a dark area. Locating your headlight adjuster and using a Phillips head screwdriver, turn your adjuster one way or another to bring the headlight up or down. Once the headlight is adjusted to the tape mark on the wall, move on to the next headlight. If you're confused because the beams seem to blend together, you can always have someone stand in front of the other headlight while you make your adjustments for that one. Now your headlights are aligned and you're all set to go.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.